Hi, Gali.
Uh, hi. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you perfect. How are you?
Very good, Abale. Good to see you. I think we might have a slight delay, but I think it will correct itself as we go. Hopefully.
Okay, no problem. No problem.
Okay. Good. How are you, Abale? You're in Israel. I'm in Cape Town.
I'm in heaven. I'm
Yes.
doing very well. I'm talking to God,
Good.
so everything is good.
Yes.
It's a local call here.
Yeah. Local call to God. That very direct. Yeah. You're
Yes.
in the neighborhood.
Yes, I'm in the neighborhood. Yes. Yesterday I was
Yeah.
in Jerusalem. It was really very close.
Very close. So you just stopped by since you were in the neighborhood. That's nice.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Well, I'm glad that
So,
we're back to
mhm.
doing lives,
Yes.
and we're making it work across that. And we have a great
Yes.
subject for today that I want to talk to you about. And
Okay.
the
What is the
subject
subject?
is organization and the key to income, and how organization is tightly connected to the key to income.
Okay.
And
Good.
see, organized crime as one example has the word organized in it, and they make income. What can we learn
Yep.
from more ethical organizations? That's the subject.
Yes. Yes. Okay, good. So organization and income. So the general the general rule is in order to create a massive income, you need to be a genius, which is easy. You need to have
Hmm.
excellent connections. So, which means you need to know how to market, PR, etc. Excellent connections, and you need to be super organized. And the relationship between those parts is quite
Hmm.
amazing because genius is 1%. Who you know, connections, marketing, etc., is 9%, and 90% is organization, which means that if
Wow.
you are totally an imbecile, you have no connections and you do almost no marketing, but you are super organized, you will become Jewish.
Yes. Love it. Yeah.
Okay. So, and the question is,
Okay, got you.
why? The question is obviously why? Why organization is so important? And the answer
Hmm.
is that income, income is the result of control. If you
Right.
control if you control a car, you will have the income from the car, which means taking you somewhere safely, comfortably, and fast. If you
Yes.
have control as a salesperson, you will have the income of a salesperson, which is close deals. If you
Hmm.
have an income from your children, if you have control over your children, you will have the income from the children. And most of the people think, but control is bad. Yes, there is such thing as bad control, but when the control is bad, you actually not controlling, you're resisting. Control has
Interesting. That's
nothing to
interesting.
do. Yeah, control has nothing to do with force. Control
Mm.
actually has to do with the elimination of force. Control means
Wow.
that the cycle has been closed.
Right.
So control is actually the result of many closed cycles. The more closed cycles you have, the more control you have, the more income you will have, the more open cycles you have, the less control you have, the less income you will have.
Yes. Yes. I can see that. And I like what you said. That's actually a great difference in a shift in how to view control. And that makes total sense. And it's very interesting also to think that you need to be organized. Organization is 90% of it. Most people think that,
Yeah,
I don't know, you have to be a genius. That's 90%. Or you have to have the connections,
yeah,
and that's 90%.
yeah.
But the fact that you're that the organization is 90% is massive. Of course, and by the way, for anyone that's just the subject today is how your organization is connected to your income. So I think many people get the idea, maybe not to the degree that it's 90%, but they get the point that they should be organized. But the problem is like where to begin. Life is chaotic. There's too much going on. And how do you even start to be organized when it seems like it's a never ending pile?
Okay. So first of all, I think that we need to just prove for a second that it is 1990, because most people will not accept it. And how do
Right.
we prove it? You take any average person, you take you talk to
Yeah.
anyone, and they will tell you about the great ideas they had that they didn't manage to materialize into cash. So ideas, genius ideas,
Mm-hmm.
we have no shortage
True.
of that. Yes. Then the second part is people tell you, well,
Yeah.
your net income is as direct relationship. Your net worth is equal to the size of
Your
your net worth.
network is your net worth. Right.
Yes, and that's nonsense, because if I'll give you a network of millions of people, you take all those people that are doing multi-level marketing, huge networks, zero income, very
Mm.
little income. So the
Yeah.
network is there, the people are there.
Yeah.
Even they know a lot of people, and they talk to them, and they spend a lot of time talking, and money is not coming in. So it's not that. It's not that it's bad to market and to create a
True.
networking. It's good, but it will not work. It will just, you will create more and more people that will get more and more upset with you, because you will not actually handle them, because you are not organized.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I get.
You will see that an average company invest a lot of money in promotion. They get riches, people calling them, and they don't handle the riches because they are not organized.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So most
100%.
most people, or the reason people are not making money is because they're not organized, and the more money you want to make, the more you need to get organized. Okay, so what does it mean to
And
get
somebody here
organized? To get
asked.
organized,
Yeah. Just.
yeah,
I guess you're about to actually get into it, and there's a bit of. I think that's what somebody here asked. Do you mean being organized, being good at closing cycles? Can you explain more? I think you were about to explain that. So go ahead.
yeah. So what does it mean to be organized? To be organized means it is the process of removing barriers or shortening the time from the idea to execution to delivery. So it is basically saying that the longer something takes, the less organized you are. The more organized you are, what you do with an organization, you shorten the reaction time. So you become more and more efficient, which means you do minimum action to maximum expected reaction. So to get organized means
Yes.
to remove all the barriers, and the ultimate organization will be instant delivery. Instant result will be ultimate organization. You will see that if you take someone like Bruce Lee, he was really fast. And that's why he was so strong. His income was the power that he generated, yes? Because he was very organized. There was no noise. There was no losses of energy on the way. From the
Right. Yes.
idea
True.
through the execution, through the result, there was almost no time. So the purpose of organization is to remove the noise that add time onto the delivery line. Okay. So what does it mean to be organized? It means to put together processes or system that ensure that the execution time is the minimum possible at that moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that
And to
makes
improve it
sense. I'm
all
with
the
you.
time. Yes. So how do you do that? How do you do that? How do you actually do it? The first thing you do, you start to organize your communication lines. So what does it mean, communication line? You've got communication line is the line that connects between two people. So for example, the line that connects between me and you is WhatsApp, email.
Yeah.
The internet right now is connecting between you and
Got
me. And
you. I
when there
see.
is delays on the internet, then the picture is not so good. Then you cannot hear well. Then the end result is not good because there is a missing organization. The timing is not ideal. There is too much noise on the line. Are you with me? I think that Gali is a little bit frozen.
Mm-hmm.
Missing organization on the internet. So let's see. Just let me ask in the chat. Can you hear me well?
Yeah.
Okay, Gali, you can hear me, but
100%. Makes
you've
total
been
sense. A great
frozen for a second.
example. Yeah,
Okay,
missing
there's a huge delay.
organization. I'm with you though. I hear you.
Yeah, the organization is
Okay.
definitely not here. I cannot hear you, Gali. The delay is huge.
Yeah. No, but I think it's fine. And I'm overall I'm hearing you. So you can continue, and I think you'll do the majority of the talking because anyways that's what I like to
Okay. Okay, good. So generally, we talking about the organization. We have the communication. Okay, so the communication line is the line that connects the people, the WhatsApp, the internet, the error. The people send it to each other. The error is the communication line. Now, when the communication line is messed up, when the communication line is clogged, it's blocked, then there's no communication. So imagine there's one person here, there's another person here, there's a line that's connecting between them, and if that communication line is blocked, there will be no communication. So I would say something here, and it will never arrive to the other side. But if the communication line is perfect and nothing is blocking the communication, I would say something on one side, and the communication would be 100%. I would get a consistent result. The other side is. So what is those things that block the communication? What are those things that block the communication? Well, there are actually different types of noises that block the organization, and I'm not going to cover all of them because there are more than 50 type of noises that block communication. I will cover and give you tips just about a few. The first thing is that you take something, you touch it, you start to handle it, and you don't close it. You don't bring it to an end cycle. I'll give you an example. You take WhatsApp, you look at a WhatsApp message, you read it, and you say, I will handle later. That's adding time. That's destroyed the organization. Why? Because now this WhatsApp message hold in your mind a process. You've got an open process in your mind. And because you've got an open process in your mind, there is a noise that constantly being thrown at any other communication line that tells you, I need to do this WhatsApp message. I need to do this WhatsApp message, even if you are not aware. What's the correct way to handle a WhatsApp message? A WhatsApp message arrives, you don't have notification, nothing. You open the WhatsApp, you open the application, when you actually ready to handle the communication. Once you open the application, you read, you answer, and once you answer, you archive the message. So the message is off your inbox. So you get to the end of the day with 0 item in your WhatsApp inbox. And if not, your WhatsApp is a source of endless amount of noise. The same applies to an email. You look at an email, you open an email, you answer, and you file the inbox, the email out of the inbox. You put it in the correct folder. So the first thing is to complete the cycle, and completing the cycle is only when the communication is out of your inbox, because for as long as it's in your inbox, you know that you need to handle something. And because you know that you need to handle something, it holds some process in your mind that enter noise to all the other communications. So whatever communication you put through the line with anyone else, it will be the communication that you want to say, plus all the open communication that will be part of this communication. Yes, it will be hidden. No one will hear it, but you for sure know that you hear it. How do I know that you hear it? You said that you are busy. You say that you have stress. You say you don't have time. All those things are just a manifestation of lack of organization. Hi, Gali.
Hi, Abele. Much better line, much more organized.
Yes.
Prior to me leaving, though, I did hear what you said, by the way. So I was caught up there. And then I understand when I came back, you're talking about WhatsApp organization and cleaning up that, correct?
Yeah, cleaning the inbox and basically making sure that the communication line is not cluttered with all kind of noise from the past. Yeah. Okay. So this is the first part. I said that there's different type of noises that come in that block the communication, that prevents the communication, and by that breaking out the organization, meaning it's making the organization slower, so there is no instant result at the other side. And the first type of noise was just not bringing a communication to an end by fully handling it, by closing it.
Yeah.
Now, a sub-action of that is that when you handle the communication, you handle it, but you leave it open. What do I mean? Someone tell you, well, we need to meet. And you say, yes, we do need to meet. How about if we meet sometimes next week? Why don't you say Monday at 7 o'clock? So the guy answers and he says, yes, how about Monday? And you say, yes, Monday sounds good. So the other guy needs to tell you, well, then what do you think, 7 or 9? And I answer, whatever you feel, 9 or 7. Understand?
Yeah.
So you don't
I know those conversations.
Yeah, so you don't actually aim towards end of cycle. You leave the communication open, and it creates more and more noise, which means the line, you can think about the line as getting longer, or you think about the one line, there is so much communication pushed into the line that the line gets blocked. And when the line is not flowing perfectly without any blocks, what you have is at the time you adding time, things become slower and the income become less.
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally.
So this is the second, or the sub category of how do you create noise. And you will see that the physical universe tells you that you can never close cycles of action. The physical tells you can never close cycle of action, because in the physical universe is a universe of change. Everything is changing. And what we are trying to do, or what we need to do as a spirit, is to close the cycle of action. To say, okay, that's the end of it. And only if you can close cycles of action and actually confirm them as closed, will you create motion that bring money in. Otherwise, you yourself going to block income in. Because only
Got you.
once the communication, you send the communication out and it's an end of cycle, will you be able to get communication in, which is income.
Yes, that makes sense.
Okay.
100%. And now, so these are obviously actions that each person can do themselves, but and handle on their end. But what happens if you have somebody or many people that are sending you lots of noise, and they just, how do you handle other people? Like, I get what we need to do and what we're striving for, but how do you handle other people that throw noise at you?
Okay, so the amazing thing is that once you're able to realize that it's noise, it will not affect you, because you
Yeah,
know it's just noise.
yeah,
Yes. So, for
100%.
example, you sit and you hear cars running outside, and you know it's just noise, so you can eliminate it. It's just noise. And
Yeah,
technically, what you do to eliminate it, you have to create, you have to have a system that automatically realize that this is noise and push it aside.
yes,
So I'm not going to explain exactly how you build system like that, but there are such systems like the Time Maker have this kind of
right.
system of automatic filing that when you recognize some kind of a source of noise, you can actually handle it.
Yeah,
Now, if the noise comes from customers or from your own organization, it comes because you did not train your people. Untrained people or uneducated people will always create noise.
true.
Untrained people will totally destroy the organization.
Yeah.
So when you have untrained people, you will get a lot of noise. And what you need to know is that it's noise, so you don't get upset about it, etc. And you know that the handling is to train them rather than to shoot them, because the instinct will be, give me an F-16. I need to destroy them. But the actual,
Yes.
a lot of noise, Gali. But the
Yeah.
actual, lots of noise, Babale.
Yeah. What that static is. Let's see if that'll go away.
Okay, no problem. Okay, good. It's like you're moving something. Okay, so the actual result of an F-16 will be dead people, and what you'll get new people, and they will have the same problem because you didn't actually handle the problem. The problem is that they are not handled, that they are not trained, that they don't know. So you get new people, and you have the same problem. You didn't solve the problem. So you need to come up with a method of training. So what you can have as a law is that in order to be organized, the first step that you need to do after establishing the people that are part of the organization is actually to train them so they can handle the communication that they get. Otherwise, they will get the communication and they will just blow it all over, or they will ignore it, or they will push it aside, or they will twist it. And all of those things destroy organization. It adds time, because one person that push away communication instead of handling the communication will create at least 100 communications to handle this one mishandled communication. So for every one mishandled communication, there will be 100 communication that are totally noise, that are an effort of the organization to handle the noise. And the actual handling is training that person, not handling the noise, because the noise will not be handled. Are you with me?
Yeah, I'm with you. And that makes a lot of sense, and it's super powerful. And I want to, before we go, because I'm also, just so that there's enough good examples of misorganization on this line as a, really beautiful exhibit A for everyone to see. So, so just before that, I also want to say to you what in a quick nutshell, what is the solution for people, A, to get their staff trained, and B, obviously with the Soul Coffee, to get themselves trained?
Okay, so the way to get trained is to get rid of the idea that you can take a person and teach him something, send him to a class or 2 or 5, or send him to university for a year, and he come back trained and everything is good. It doesn't work. You take most of the people that finish university, they create more noise than those that don't, because they think they know, but they actually don't. So they're resisting learning because they think that they already know. So the way to handle training is to take a person, train him on a piece of data, get him to apply it, and train him again. And every single day, give him a booster, not like the other boosters, but actual booster. Every single day, get him a booster. Why? Because once you train the person, the physical universe and the misorganization around him will convince him that what he learned is actually not applicable. And he will start to change what he knows. And by that, he will create damage. So even the good things that he's learned will be destroyed. So the way to do that is to get daily training, daily tips that are so true that can handle any problem. And that's exactly what the Soul Coffee is designed to do. You get daily tips that magically handle the situation that you currently have. And you might say, but how can you do that for thousands of people? Different people have different problems. Here is the story. A problem is a problem is a problem. It is the quality of the problem do not change the handling. It is your state of mind, because at the end of the day, I'm not solving your problem. You are solving your problem. I'm just putting you at a position of cause. If I try to solve your problem, if anyone tries to solve your problem, you'll get very upset because you like your problems. But if I put you at the position of cause, where you can actually control your problem, so your problem turns from a problem into a barrier you are happy to overcome, all of a sudden you will see a big smile on your face. And that's exactly what the Soul Coffee is designed to do. It is a series of daily videos that you get from me, directly from me, 3 minutes to 10 minutes videos, and they give you pieces of truth that don't solve a specific problem, but get you to look at what you create from a causative viewpoint, and all of a sudden you can demonstrate the power of you. And you don't need anything once you are there. And that's the Soul Coffee.
Yeah, it's amazing. What I love about the Soul Coffee also is the way you build it is in such a way that it really builds on itself. So you'll, while it doesn't solve a specific problem like you say, but you'll take specific subjects and it starts at a level, and by at some point within the Soul Coffee, you actually get into really high level coaching concepts that you wouldn't be able to understand if you were to start there. So the coaching builds, and you end up basically getting coaching from you that on a high level, but just from going along these daily powerful videos. And the maybe talk about how much you're charging people for this, because they're going to need to budget.
Yes, so it's the Soul Coffee is extremely expensive. It costs probably somewhere around 80 cents per day. So it's exceptionally expensive. It is $19 per month. It's really nothing. I'm making it very affordable for anyone. And the very interesting thing is that if you started the Soul Coffee and after the first month you decided, it's not so good for me, you'll get your money back. You'll become very rich. You get $20 back. I'll give you the extra 10 cents, yes. And later on, if you decide, I've had it, it's enough, I got the idea, which it won't happen. But if you decide that this is what you want for whatever reason, you can stop it at any time. So your risk is $20. That's what you're risking. But the reward, it might just save your life. And I'm not over exaggerating.
100%. It's amazing, amazing. I have been loving them for well over a year now. Haven't missed one. Look forward to them. I think everyone that does them looks forward to those emails with their daily soul coffee.
Exactly.
So highly, highly recommended. And anyone can go to gprosperity.com/drink soul coffee. So you can get it there.
Okay. So I think that's all for today. Thank you for joining.
Yes,
We have
thank
this,
you.
yeah, and we will meet you next week on Tuesday. Thank you, Gali, and thank you everyone that joined. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.